13, the center fielder, Zach Hoffman. Batting third, the designated hitter, number 2, from Sierra College, Isaiah Garcia. Batting cleanup for the Bombers, number 7, from University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, the right fielder, Zachary Hall. Batting fifth and playing second base, number 25, from San Diego Mesa College, Will Law. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 26, from the University of Utah, Braden.
It's time for Medford Rogues baseball as the Rogues take on the best of the West in the Great West League. Don't miss a minute of the action. Listen to every Medford Rogues game all season long, live on MedfordRogues.com. Now, it's time for Medford Rogues baseball. Calling all the action tonight, here's Jonathan Kerman.
Welcome all Kevins and non-Kevins to Medford Rogues Baseball, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. We have a one-game series between the Lincoln Potters and your Medford Rogues. On the mound for your Medford Rogues tonight, making his third appearance of the year, his fifth appearance, Dylan Pierce. Dylan Pierce has a 2.31 ERA in 4 starts and 25 strikeouts in 23 and a third inning. On the flip side for the Lincoln Potters, Nolan Bogini. This will be Bogini's 4th appearance of the year. Has registered just 9 strikeouts in 16 innings. It is Kevin Con here at Harry and David Field, and I am so excited. The team, a couple weeks ago, visited the Children's Hospital here in Medford, and I won't get into the details, but something happened where it was just, you had to be there. And so the players who were there at the Children's Hospital, they were visiting the kids. When they came back, they started calling each other Kevin. And it got around to the team, and then pretty much everybody started calling each other Kevin. And Kevin was a big deal, is a big deal here at Harry and David Field. And now we are celebrating Kevin on this Mystery Monday. Medford Rogues have a 1-game lead over the Lincoln Potters for first place in the Great West League. Rogues come in to this one at 16-8. Lincoln Potters 15-9. Just a few minutes away from first pitch here at Harry and David Field. A beautiful Monday evening for baseball. Not a cloud in the sky so far. There's some chance of rain and thunderstorms later on in the forecast, but not a cloud in sight so far. Pretty significant breeze blowing in from left field. The Medford Rogues are wearing their pinstripes with green lettering. Lincoln Potters are in their grays with bright orange Lincoln written across the chest. Your starting lineup for the visiting Lincoln Potters. Leading things off, Jake Boyd. Batting second, Zach Hoffman. Batting third, Isaiah Garcia. Batting fourth, Zachary Hall. Batting fifth, Will Law. Batting sixth, Braden DeBenedictis. Batting seventh, Gilbert Sauceda. Batting eighth, Elijah Garcia. And rounding out the order for the Potters, Joseph Torres. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us here on the live cast. Whether you're a Medford Rogues fan or a Lincoln Potters fan, I'm just happy to bring you Great West League baseball. Wherever you're listening from, whether that's here in the Rogue Valley or abroad across the country, let us know on the live chat. We love hearing from you. I love being a part of the conversation. Thank you for the kind words, Doug. I was able to get some rest yesterday. That's the only thing that I did yesterday. Some background. The Rogues are coming off a 3-game series with the Chico Heat, the back end of a 6-game, 7-day road trip. And somewhere in between Game 2 at Chico, the Rogues team bus broke down. Ended up being a air compressor pump that ruptured, the compressor that sends air and fluid to the brakes. Brakes are an important part of the bus, so I'm told. And so because that compressor had burst, the bus was unfit to be driven. So the gracious hosts, the Chico Heat, actually let us borrow their 12-passenger charter vans, 3 of them, to be able to transport all the team and all the luggage. Hello there, Kimberly. I imagine you have some relation to the starting pitcher tonight, Nick Bogini. And please let me know if I'm pronouncing that right. Bogini, I assume of Italian descent. And I see you have a Giants logo on your profile picture. I will get back to that. Back to the end of the Chico road trip. So we didn't have a bus for Game 3. And Chico the Heat were generous enough to let us use their passenger vans to get the team to the ballpark for Game 3 and then drive us all the way back to Medford. 3.5, 4-hour drive from Chico up to Medford, and then they drove back to Chico. It just incredible, incredible people over there in Chico. Indeed, Doug, indeed. Huge props to the Chico Heat. However, the Medford Rogues are still in first place in the Great West League. Those of you who are fans of the Great West League followed us last year. Glad to hear it, Kimberly, that I'm getting the name correct. Those of you who followed along the Great West League last year know that the Chico Heat and the Medford Rogues met in the championship game last year. Summer baseball absolutely makes for some terrific stories, Jess. So Dylan Pierce is on the mound for your Medford Rogues. Backing him up in the infield. At third base, Davis DeLorfis. At short, Scotty Wright. At second, Clay Valenzuela-Reese. And at first, Dante Gutierrez. In the outfield and left, Johnny De La Cruz. In center, Connor Lowry. And in right, Jake Helwig. Catching Dylan Pierce tonight, Braden Stutzman making his second appearance behind the plate for the Rogues this season. We are just a few minutes away from getting underway here at Harry and David Field on Kevin Con, celebrating all Kevins in the Rogue Valley and across the country, across the world. If you have a favorite Kevin, let us know in the live chat. My favorite Kevin is Kevin Spacey. I think he's a terrific actor in a few of my favorite pieces of work in television and in the movies. American Beauty is one of my favorite films of all time. Welcome, Floyd family, to the broadcast. So great to have you all with us. And then, of course, House of Cards, which is available on Netflix, is just a terrific, terrific series. Valley Immediate Care is a proud sponsor of our Rogues broadcast team. Valley Immediate Care has locations in both North and South Medford, Ashland, Grants Pass, and Brookings, offering urgent care, occupational health, physicals, laser services, and more. Head to valley-ic.com for more information. Now time for the Valley Immediate Care pregame injury report. Pitchers Liam Kent, who is nursing a sore ribs, DJ Wilson, who is nursing a sore pitching shoulder, and Jordan Reagan, local Rogue Valley native, is nursing a sore throwing elbow. And then for the position players, Jake Gazzo is still nursing a sore ankle that he injured in the last home series here at Harry and David Field. Kevin Costner, another terrific Kevin. I'm sure going to be a big favorite here at the ballpark. The Rogues like to thank our friends at Avista. Serving Medford since 1906, Avista has created opportunities, sparked imaginations, and fueled innovation. Today, as they celebrate more than a century of service, the folks at Avista are committed as ever to helping the communities that they serve to grow and prosper. Head to avistautilities.com. So again, just a few minutes away from getting underway here at Harry and David Field. Beautiful, beautiful day for baseball. It's been hot, really hot this past week, but it has cooled down significantly. There's a steady breeze coming in from left field. So Dylan Pierce on the mound for the Rogues, 25 strikeouts in 23 and a third innings. And with that very impressive strikeout rate, I'd like to bring up that the Rogues would like to thank Rogue Credit Union for their continued support of the Medford Rogues and the surrounding Southern Oregon community. Our friends at Rogue Credit Union are striking out hunger. Rogue Credit Union is donating $10 to access each time a Rogues pitcher strikes out a player from the opposing team during a home game. Sorry, Lincoln fans. Rogue Credit Union. Living local, it's a Rogue thing. We will have the updated number for you of how many pitchers have struck out opposing batters here at Harry and David Field in just a few minutes. But just a terrific cause from Rogue Credit Union. We really appreciate their support, not only as the Medford Rogues, but just as a member of the community. The color guard makes its way off the field. The caps come back on, and we're ready for Rogues baseball. We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, first pitch. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts.
Thank you, Hannah. And now we head down to St.
At People's Bank, we know that banking doesn't have to be complicated. Good banking happens when we put people first. Here at People's Bank, we're for the people with big dreams. We're here for families working on creating a better life for their children. We're for businesses investing locally to create a better community we're proud to call home. This is Ken Troutman, president of People's Bank. When we put people first, families grow stronger, businesses thrive, and our community flourishes. People's Bank, we put people first. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back, Rogues fans and Potters fans, fans of baseball and all Kevins. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. I'm Jonathan Kerman with you on the call. Dylan Pierce is on the mound. Jake Boyd is at the dish. We're ready to get this one started. First pitch from Dylan Pierce. Swung on, hit to the shortstop. Scotty right. Over to Gutierrez in time. One pitch, one out for Dylan Pierce and the Rogues. That'll bring up Zach Hoffman, who is playing center field tonight.
This is your K batter, the center fielder. Get ready, make some noise. If he strikes out, $3 beers for the remainder of the inning. The batter is Zach Hoffman.
Zach Hoffman out of South Jordan, Utah. We have a few Utah players on our team. First pitch from Dylan Pierce is low. Ball one. One out. Top of the first inning just underway here at Harry and David Field. Here's the next pitch from Pierce. Off speed, that's also low. 2 balls and no strikes. Zach Hoffman, the left-handed batter, playing for University of Colorado. Here's the pitch. That one bounces in the dirt and hits him. So Zach Hoffman gets hit on a bounce. He's awarded first base.
The DH.
And that'll bring up Isaiah Garcia. Isaiah, a local of Lincoln, plays for Sierra College in his free time. Pierce looks over at first. Sets. Now comes home. First pitch is low. Ball one. Pierce getting the sign from Braden Stutzman, making his second appearance at catcher for the Rogues today. Here's the next pitch. That one just outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch from Pierce. That one's hit softly to Scotty Wright. Wright fires it over to second in time, over to first in time to turn the double play. Scotty Wright to Clay Valenzuela-Reese to Dante Gutierrez. 6-4-3 double play. 3 up, 3 down for the Lincoln Potters. We head to the home half of the first inning. You're listening to the Medford Rogues baseball live stream on MedfordRogues.com. Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Rogues fans, if you're looking for a used car or truck, why not head to the dealer that will give you the best quality vehicle at the best price? Crater Lake Ford uses real-time tracking software to research similar makes within hundreds of miles to give you the best car shopping experience while saving you time and money. Crater Lake Ford. Right cars and trucks, right prices, right experiences. Visit CraterLakeFord.com today.
We're back on the road with the Rogues. Take the Rogues with you by following along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Welcome back to Harry and David Field. I'm Jonathan Kerman with you on the call. Bottom of the first inning, no score. Rogues coming up. Batting lineup for your Medford Rogues, leading things off, Davis DeLorfis. Batting second, playing second, Clay Valenzuela-Reese. Batting third, the designated hitter tonight, Alex Isola. Batting fourth in right field, Jake Helwig. Batting fifth in center, Connor Lowry. Batting sixth, Dante Gutierrez. Batting seventh, Johnny De La Cruz. Batting eighth and catching, Braden Stutzman. And rounding up the order for the Rogues, shortstop, Scotty Wright. DeLorfis getting things started for the Rogues. DeLorfis had a leadoff single in each of the 3 games against Chico last series. Looking to continue that streak here tonight. Here's the first pitch from Bogini. Fastball in there for a strike. 0-1. Bogini getting the sign from Elijah Garcia. Here's the pitch. That one's down and away. 1 balls and 1 strike. Infield for the Lincoln Potters at third, Braden DeBenedictis. At short, Jake Boyd. At second, Will Law. At first, Joseph Torres. Here's the 1-1 to DeLorfis. Swung on, that's it up the middle, and another leadoff single for Davis DeLorfis. He continues his streak. Leadoff man aboard for the Medford Rogues, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Clay Valenzuela-Reese.
The second baseman from Campbellsville University, number 13.
Valenzuela-Reese hitting .325 coming into this game. Has 25 hits in just 20 games. 6 RBI and 2 doubles. DeLorfis has 2 stolen bases on the years, caught stealing once. We'll see if he runs. Here's the first pitch to Clay Valenzuela-Reese. Swung on, that's it high, foul off the first base side and out of play. No balls and 1 strike. DeLorfis at first led the game off with a single. Valenzuela-Reese stepping into the batter's box, 0-1 the count. On deck, Alex Isola. Off-speed pitch falls in there nicely for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes to Clay Valenzuela-Reese, quickly behind in the count. Here's the pitch from Nolan Bogini. Way inside. Valenzuela-Reese turned away from that pitch to get out away from it. 1 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Valenzuela-Reese with DeLorfis at first. just outside, evening the count 2-2. Nolan Bogini. Should have caught me there. Kim. Nolan Bogini out of El Dorado Hills, California. Plays for Willamette University in the fall. 2-2 the count to Valenzuela Reese. Here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt. Taking off with the pitch is DeLorfis. The throw is going to be not in time. It gets through the shortstop Jake Boyd's hands. And that is going to be a stolen base and an error, unfortunately charged to the catcher, Elijah Garcia. Advancing to third on the error is DeLorfis. So now the Rogues have a runner at third. Nobody out. DeLorfis ran when he saw the ball was in the dirt. Garcia picked it up, threw it over to second. Ball was on a bounce. Tough play for Jake Boyd. Caribs into center field. DeLorfis to third. That pitch hit well by Clay Valenzuela Reese to left field. Coming on, making the catch is Gilbert Sauceda. They're going to hold Valenzuela Reese. Was hit well, but not very deep. Josh Hogan, the third base coach and general manager for the team, electing to keep DeLorfis at third, confident in his team that they'll be able to drive him home. So 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. That brings up Alex Isola. Isola hitting .284 on the year. Has 16 RBIs in just 18 games. 21 hits and 14 runs scored, 5 doubles, and 8 walks. DeLorfis at third, 1 out. Here's the first pitch to Isola. Down and away, ball 1. Bogini gets the sign from Garcia. Here's the pitch. Off speed, misses. 2 balls and no strikes. Waiting on deck, Jake Helwig. Big left-handed batter. Isola is no slouch, however, though. Here's the 2-0. That one's outside, so now 3 balls, no strikes. 1 out, bottom of the first inning. DeLorfis at third. Singled to lead off the game for the Rogues. Stole second base and then advanced to third on the throwing error by Elijah Garcia. Here's the 3-0 to Isola. That one is a fastball, couches the outside part of the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike. Frost family, always great to have you with us. Here's the 3-1. Hitters count to Isola. Swung on. That's hit well to the right center gap. Going over is Zach Hoffman. He's not going to get there. That falls. Isola has himself a double. Standing up, coming home is Davis DeLorfis. Rogues scratch first. They take a 1-0 lead. A stand-up double for Alex Isola out there in big right center field. Actually played along with the wind blowing in from left, slightly over into right. That ball just carried further and further away from the center fielder, Zach Hoffman. Nothing he could do about it. So that'll bring up Jake Helwig. Helwig batting .333 on the year. First pitch is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Helwig has 31 hits in 23 appearances. Here's the 1-0 to Helwig. Swung on, fouled back off the third base side. Evening the count, 1 apiece. Isola at second. DeLorfis already home. The RBI to Isola. 1-0 Rogues, bottom of the first inning. 1-1 to Helwig. Here's the pitch. That one's outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. It's an interesting balance, at least in the early innings, when the wind is still blustering. Because I'd like to be able, for you guys at home, to hear the ballpark sounds. But when the wind's blowing, here's the 2-1 pitch. That one's high. 3 balls, 1 strike. When the wind's blowing, you're just hearing and that's no fun. I'm going to try my best and keep tinkering with it. Usually by the time the sun sets, the wind calms down. 3-1 to Hellwig. Isola at second. That pitch is outside. Hellwig has earned himself a walk. So runners on first and second for the Rogues. 1 out, bottom of the first inning. That'll bring up Connor Lowry.
The center fielder, number 10, Connor Lowry.
Connor Lowry is the Great West League RBI leader. Has 24 coming into this one. To go along with 27 hits, 7 doubles, 3 triples, a homer, 9 walks, 5 stolen bases. Appearing in all 23 games for the Rogues this season. Thank you, Doug. I appreciate that. I'm like the guy from Police Academy. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but the guy from Police Academy who would do all those sound effects. I'm nowhere close. I know that. First and second for the Rogues. 1 out. Here's the pitch to Lowry. In there for a strike. 0-1. Lowry, the right-handed batter, plays for Blackhawk Community College in the fall. Out of Refugio, Texas. That pitch swung on, fouled back off the first base side and out of play. Quickly 0-2 to Connor Lowry. Isola at second. He had the RBI double to drive home DeLorphis. Jake Hellwig walked. 1 out here, bottom of the first. Rogues up 1-0. Bogini looks back again, now comes home. That pitch is high. 1 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. 1-2 the count. Swung on and missed, and Lowry is down on strikes. First strikeout for Nolan Bogini. It was a great off-speed pitch. Had Lowry fooled.
The first baseman.
That'll bring up Dante Gutierrez.
20, Dante Gutierrez.
Gutierrez also plays catcher. Was actually the only catcher on the Rogues roster for the first 7 games. That before Alex Isola came on. I'm sure Dante was very grateful to see another catcher walk through the doors in the clubhouse. Gutierrez from Chula Vista, California. Bats left, throws right. With 2 outs, here's the pitch. Called strike on the outside part of the plate, 0-1. Isola at second, Hellwig at first. Gutierrez trying to get some more on the board for the Rogues, 1 already across. That was Davis DeLorphis who singled in the beginning of this inning. Here's the pitch from Biogini. Called strike. Quickly 0-2. Bogini, I apologize. 0-2 to Gutierrez, the second batter that has fallen 0-2 to Bogini. Actually, the third, I think Valenzuela Reese did as well. Here's the pitch. Just off the plate. Bogini was headed back to the dugout. He thought that was strike 3. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on for the Rogues. Bogini looks back at second. Now comes home. That one called strike 3 on the inside part of the plate. Gutierrez is going to have a quick conversation with the home plate umpire, but Gutierrez is rung up on strikes. 1 run does come across. It is unearned, but it still counts. Rogues lead 1-0, head to the top of the second inning. You're listening to the Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. We'll be back right after this. Thanks to Fred Meyer, the Rogues will offer specially priced family ticket packages for each Sunday home game. That's 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 fountain drinks, and 4 souvenir baseballs for just $44. And these ticket packages are only offered at each of the 3 Fred Meyer stores locally in the Rogue Valley. Don't miss out on the fun. It's Fred Meyer Family Fun Sundays.
Now, back to Harry and David Field. You're listening to Medford Rogues Baseball.
Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Top of the second inning, Rogues on top 1-0.
Now batting.
Davis DeLorfis came home after a
Zachary Hall.
leadoff single, stole second, advanced to third on the air. Here's the first pitch. First pitch swinging by Zachary Hall. That one is going to be a shallow ball in left field, making a diving play, and making the catch is Johnny De La Cruz. Right on the foul line. Johnny De La Cruz making a terrific diving backhanded slide to make that catch.
For the Lincoln Potters. Number 25, Will Law.
So just like in the first inning, 1 pitch, 1 out for the Potters. Up now for the Lincoln Potters, Will Law. Here's the pitch. Catches the outside part of the plate. No balls and 1 strike. Dylan Pierce gets the sign from Braden Stutzman into the windup. Here's the pitch. Off speed that misses outside. 1 balls and 1 strike. Welcome, Don. Thank you for joining us. Here's the pitch from Pierce. That one's low and in the dirt. 2 balls and 1 strike to Will Law. Law out of La Jolla, California, plays for San Diego Mesa College. Here's the pitch. That one is low. So after a first pitch strike from Dylan Pierce, 3 straight balls to Will Law. Left-handed batter. Here's the pitch from Pierce, and that one's inside. So 4 straight balls from Dylan Pierce. Walks Will Law. It's the second free base given up by Pierce tonight. That'll bring up the third baseman, Braden DeBenedictis. DeBenedictis out of Taylorsville, Utah. Plays for the University of Utah, so I'm sure he had a few words for Alex Isola and Davis DeLorfis, teammates during the fall. Here's the first pitch from Pierce. Off speed that settles in there nicely. Strike 1. Waiting on deck, the left fielder, Gilbert Sauceda. DeBenedictis, the right-handed batter. 6'1", 215. Fired over to first, diving back in safely, is Will Law. 1-0 here, top of the second inning. Your Rogues are on top. Here's the pitch from Pierce. Swung on, fouled back off the first base side, over the netting into the parking lot. So 0-2 to Braden DeBenedictis. Law on first. 1 out here, top of the second. Pierce looks over at Law, taking his lead. Now comes set, fires over to first. Law back safely. You're absolutely correct, Doug. Kevin does not like walks or free passes. Pierce set. Now comes home. Swung on, hit softly off the first base side and foul. So we'll do this again. Will Law staying alive, fouling off some pitches. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on first for the Potters. Rogues on top, 1-0. Here's the pitch. Swung on, foul back again. So DeBenedictis doing a great job of fighting these pitches off. And Doug, you know, on that last foul ball, I did hear a window crunch, and as I'm looking over into the parking lot, I do see a Jeep with a very significant crunch in the windshield. You may want to go check on that. But don't leave the broadcast. 0-2 the pitch to Braden DeBenedictis, excuse me. That one's inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I'm just kidding, Doug. I don't think that your Jeep has been hit. I'm not sure though. 1-2 the count to Braden DeBenedictis. Will Law at first. 1 out, top of the second. Here's the pitch. That one's low in the dirt. Going on the pitch is Will Law. He's going to get in there safely. So Will Law steals second on a pitch in the dirt, reminiscent of DeLorfis back in the first inning. You are absolutely right, Jess. I believe it was Kevin. I saw him walking around. He was eyeing your Jeep, Doug, earlier in the day. I saw him. I thought I should say something, but I decided not to. Pierce steps off the mound. 2-2 the count to Braden DeBenedictis, who has battled well here in this at-bat. 1 out, runner on second for the Potters. Here's the pitch. Swung on. That's it, fouled back. Again, into the parking lot. The balls are zeroing in around that Jeep. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Will Law at second. He walked and stole a base. DeBenedictis waiting on the pitch. On deck, Gilbert Sauceda. Pierce looks back, now comes home. Off speed, just high. Here's some chirping from the Rogues dugout. Thank you so much for joining us, Renee. Really appreciate the kind words. So glad to have all of you with us. So glad to be able to bring you Great West League Baseball. Full count to DeBenedictis after fighting back from an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch from Pierce. Swung on, hit to the shortstop, Scotty Wright. Wright can't field it. Everyone's in safely. Running on the play was Will Law. I think that'll go as an error on Scotty Wright. It is.
Left fielder Gilbert Sauceda.
It was a tough play for Scotty Wright, but it's a play that he'll tell you he should make. Doug, I actually sat next to Nick on the car ride, not home, but from the ballpark to the hotel where we had to pick up our personal gear. We were then loaded back into vans. I was put into a different van on the way back. But I told him how you didn't want his name called over the broadcast because you were nervous. Runners at the corners, 1 out for the Potters. First pitch to Sauceda in the dirt, blocked nicely by Stutzman. Dylan Pierce in some trouble here. Hasn't given up a hit yet. Pierce looks over at first. Now comes home. That one in, catches the inside part of the plate. Sauceda stuck his lower half out, thinking that it was inside, but called a strike by the home plate umpire. So 1-1 the count. Will Law at third, DeBenedictis at first. Here's the pitch. Catches the outside part of the plate this time, so Dylan Pierce working inside out on Sauceda. Now 1-2. 1-run ball game. Dylan Pierce trying to keep it that way. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back off the third base side, so no danger to the Jeep on that pitch. Waiting on deck, Elijah Garcia, who is catching for Nick Bogini. Nolan Bogini. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Nick, probably because we're talking about Nick Parr. Here's the 1-2 to Sauceda. That one's outside. Running on the play is DeBenedictis. No throw by Braden Stutzman. Elects to hold on to it with Will Law at third. I think that was the right play. 2-2 the count to Gilbert Sauceda. Still only 1 out, and now the Potters have runners at second and third. Here's the pitch from Pierce. Swung on, hit up the middle. That is going to be hit by Clay Valenzuela-Reese, but knocked into center field. That's going to bring 1 home. That's going to bring 2 home. And the Potters take the lead on an RBI single from Gilbert Sauceda. Great attempt by Clay Valenzuela-Reese. Got a glove on it, but it just squirted under his glove. Caromed into center field softly as Connor Lowry was running on. That allowed the 2 runs to score. So that stolen base making a big difference in this game. So far, it's the tying run. So Elijah Garcia now at the plate for the Potters, leading 2-1. First pitch to Garcia is in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Garcia also a native of Lincoln, California, attends Sierra College. Right-handed batter, even 6 foot, 170. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Kind of a check swing by Garcia. That pitch was low. It seemed like he went halfway around and just decided, screw it, I'll just continue the swing. I was already called out. So 0-2 to Garcia. I see that we have some fans here on the broadcast. Here's the pitch to Garcia. Check swing. Did he go around? No. Held up this time. So now 1-2 the count to Elijah Garcia. Pierce looks over at first. Now comes set. And comes home. That one's in the dirt as well. Stutzman trying to backpick the runner at first, and he got him. Gilbert Sauceda was cheating at first. That ball was in the dirt, but fielded cleanly by Braden Stutzman. Fired it over to Dante Gutierrez, who applied the tag on Sauceda. 2 outs, nobody on for Elijah Garcia. Here's the pitch from Pierce. That one just outside, fastball. Running the count full, 3-2. Another Potters hitter working from behind in the count to a full count. Here's the pitch from Pierce. That one is low, ball 4. So Garcia has worked himself a 2-out walk. And now that back pick, pretty significant because that would have moved Sauceda over to second. Could have been 2 on and 1 out. Instead, it's 1 on and 2 out. Joseph Torres, the first baseman for the Potters, stepping in. Torres from Rockland, California, attending William Jessup University. Tall kid, 6'4", just 185. First pitch to Torres is in there for a strike, 0-1. So Elijah Garcia earned a 2-out walk. 2 runs already across for the Potters here in the top of the second inning. Here's the pitch. That one is low, evening the count at 1 apiece. Dylan Pierce does have 2 outs in the inning, is really just 1 pitch away from getting out of this. Going to give his offense a chance to put him back in front. Pierce gets the sign from Stutzman. Now comes home. Swung on hit to the third baseman. That is going to be over the head of Davis DeLorphis. It was a chopping ground ball, high chopper. DeLorphis decided to sit back on it and try to catch it on the apex of the catch, of the ball rather, and it just went over his head, tipped the top of his glove. We'll see if they rule that a single regardless. Runners at first and second for the Potters. Christian Coronado going to go out and have a conversation with Dylan Pierce. Morton's Family Dining and Bar offers something for everyone. Morton's has a full sports bar, a separate family dining side of the restaurant, and even delivery. Check out their website, mortons.com. That's Morton's with 2 R's. So the meeting is done between pitching coach Christian Coronado and Dylan Pierce and Braden Stutzman, the catcher. Looks like it's being called a hit for Joseph Torres.
Number 6, Jake.
It was a very interesting play over there at third. I think DeLorphis would tell you he should make that play every time. But that'll bring up Jake Boyd, the leadoff hitter. Grounded out to short, first time up. Here's the pitch from Pierce. Called strike. 0-1 the count. Thank you, Doug. I appreciate it. I hope you're not being facetious. I hope you mean that genuinely. I'm do my best to paint the picture here. We don't have a video broadcast for you, so doing my best. Here's the 0-1 to Dylan Pierce. Swung on, pulled. It's going to be Lowry in the outfield who makes the catch for the final out of the inning. So the Potters strand 2, but 2 come across. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Your Rogues are trailing 2-1.
There were 2 runs.
Here at Harry and David Field.
2 hits.
You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts.
Wing fling. Take us away, guys.
Thanks, Jamie. Can you tell everyone your name?
Kevin.
Rogue Regency Inn and Suites is the official host hotel of the Medford Rogues. Whether you're in Southern Oregon for a quick stay or a longer visit, Rogue Regency has a warm, casually elegant atmosphere with plenty to offer, including Chadwick's, the official sports bar of the Medford Rogues. Make sure you head to the post-game party headquarters, Chadwick's Pub and Sports Bar, and the Rogue Regency Inn and Suites.
Now, back to Harry and David Field. You're listening to Medford Rogues Baseball.
Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Home half of the second inning, Rogues trailing 2-1. De La Cruz at the plate. First pitch swinging for De La Cruz, hits it softly to center field. Going over and making the catch is Zach Hoffman. 1 pitch, 1 out for Nolan Bogini.
Rose, your catcher, number 25.
That'll bring up Braden Stutzman.
Oregon, Braden Stutzman.
And Doug, I would agree on you with that. I'm sure Delorphus would as well. It's just one of those 50-50 calls that you have a quarter of a second to make the decision, and you got to stick with it. It was a high bouncing ball. It was not a routine grounder by any stretch of the imagination. So Braden Stutzman comes on. Nobody on, 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Here's the pitch. Stutzman showing bunt, pulls back. It's inside. 1 balls and no strike. Stutzman from Twin Falls, Idaho, plays for the University of Oregon. Next pitch to Stutzman is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Stutzman, the switch-hitting batter, batting from the left side right now, facing the righty Nolan. Swung on and missed. That pitch was low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Next pitch to Stutzman, high and outside. 3-1, the count. Here's the 3-1 pitch, excuse me. That one is hit well but foul off the first base side. Runs the count full, 3-2. Waiting on deck, the shortstop, Scotty Wright. Here's the pitch from Bogini. That one is inside, ball 4. So Stutzman with the 1-out walk will bring up Scotty Wright. Scotty Wright with the fantastic walk-up music.
Together for your shortstop, number 8, Scotty Wright.
That is the Friends theme song. Gonna have to talk over it, unfortunately, because if we let the song play out too long over the broadcast, we get a copyright infringement. Stream gets taken down. We don't want that, obviously. Stutzman at first. Right at the plate. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. 0-1. Scotty Wright from Vero Beach, Florida. Plays for Colorado Christian University in his free time. He's a junior there. Right-handed batter, 6'2", 195. Here's the pitch from Bogini. Inside, 1-1 the count. Bottom of the second inning. 2 runs on 2 hits and an error for the Potters. 1 run on 2 hits and an error for the Rogues thus far, but we're just getting underway here at Harry David Field. Bogini set. Now comes home. That one is low. Great take by Scotty Wright. 2 balls and 1 strike. Waiting on deck, the leadoff man, DeLorfis, who singled and scored the lone run for the Rogues back in the first inning. Bogini is set at the hip. Here's the windup delivery. That one is fouled back by Scotty Wright. Running the count full. 2-2 the count. Unfortunately, Jess, that is correct. We had a issue with a road stream that we had back in Marysville. Here's 2-2 to Scotty Wright. That one is taken low. Now the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom of the second inning. Braden Stutzman at first. He walked. Waiting on deck, Davis DeLorfis. Here's the pitch from Nolan Bogini. Running on the play is Stutzman. Doesn't matter. It's ball 4. So back-to-back walks given up by Bogini. Rogues have 2 on and 1 out for Davis DeLorfis. So getting back to the copyright issue, whether it was in between an inning or whether it was the pregame show, I'm not sure exactly when this happened, but our Nat mic picked up the music that was being played in the stadium. I'm not sure if it was the walk-up music or if it was just some in-between inning songs, but the stream was taken down for copyright infringement. Here's the first pitch to DeLorfis. Swung on, hit up the middle. That is going to fall for a base hit into right center field. Waving him home, Josh Hogan. Coming around to score is Braden Stutzman. Davis DeLorfis with his 2nd hit of the day, his first RBI. And the Rogues have tied it here in the 2nd inning.
Next up,
nice piece of hitting by Davis DeLorfis.
The second baseman, number 13, Clay Valenzuela Reese.
Scotty Wright advances to third on the play. Still 1 out for the Rogues. That'll bring up Clay Valenzuela Reese. So I submitted a protest, not sure really what you would call it. I'm blanking on the word here. First pitch to Clay Valenzuela Reese. They put on the squeeze, and it's going to score. Scotty Wright. Everyone's safe. First pitch to Clay Valenzuela Reese. He lays down a bunt. Potters were not expecting it. Scotty Wright running on the play comes home safely. The Rogues put on the suicide squeeze, and it works. Clay Valenzuela Reese safe at first. Appeal. Thank you, Doug. I knew there was an A word somewhere in there. DeLorfis is at second. So I submitted an online appeal saying, you know, like we're not using the music for the stream. We're not using it to make any money. I don't believe that that's why you're listening to the broadcast today. It's not for the 10 to 15 seconds of music that you hear for walk-up songs. Haven't heard a response back yet. Here's the first pitch to Isola. That one is outside, 1 ball and no strike. So 2 across in this inning for the Rogues. They're now back on top, 3-2 over the Potters. Alex Isola at the plate with DeLorfis at second, Clay Valenzuela Reese at first. Still only 1 out. Nolan gets set. Looks back at second. DeLorfis dancing out there. Now comes home. Fastball on the outside corner and great pitch. 1 ball and 1 strikes. One and 1 the count to Isola. Bogini looking back, now coming home. Swung on, hit to the third baseman, foul though. I would agree, Jess and Doug. It is always all about the money. And I also agree, quite frankly, pretty ridiculous on on YouTube's part. I'd understand if we were playing copyrighted material in between innings, but we're not. It's just what's being picked up over the live mic. Nothing we can do about it here, though. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Isola, 2 on, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit foul off the first base side into the, just past the Dunkel Gym here in Harry and David Field. Just a 1-game series for the Potters, stopping in for a quick visit. Coming back from a 3-game series in Portland. So glad to have all of you with us here on the broadcast, no matter what team you're rooting for. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Alex Isola. Delorfus at second, Valenzuela-Reese at first. Here's the pitch from Bogini. That one is inside, off the plate. Evening the count, 2-2. And yes, Alex Isola is from Lincoln, California. What a terrific player Alex Isola is, I must say. I mean, when the kid catches, he can absolutely do it all. 2-2 to Isola. Delorfus dancing out there in second. Next pitch, off speed, just misses. Great eye by Isola. 3-2 the count. Well, I believe, Jess, I'm just going off of memory here, but I believe that you guys had a 3-game series in Portland and are coming back, and this is just a stop for you guys on your way home back into Southern California. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 4. Isola earns himself a walk, and that loads the bases for Jake Helwig, who has a double back in the first inning.
Next up for the Medford
Alex Isola really does seem like the real deal. I mean, a cannon of an arm behind the plate. Speaking to the pitching coach, Christian Coronado, and some of the Rogues pitchers, seems like Isola really took charge, took leadership of the pitching staff when he got here. Just a terrific kid all around. Jake Helwig, the left-handed batter, stepping up to the plate out of Daytona Beach, Florida. Bases juiced, 1 out, bottom of the second inning. First pitch is low, ball 1. Delorfus at third, Valenzuela-Reese at first. You'll remember Valenzuela-Reese laid down the suicide squeeze bunt successfully to bring home Scotty Wright. Valenzuela-Reese was safe at first on the play. 1-0 to Helwig. Here's the pitch. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Waiting on deck, the RBI leader of the Great West League, Connor Lowry. And the catcher, Elijah Garcia, is going to have a quick conversation with his pitcher. Gives me a chance to talk to you guys about Bill's Glass. I can't tell you how many times we've had to replace a window here at the ballpark because of a stray fly ball. When we need our windows fixed or replaced, the only team we trust are the folks at Bill's Glass. With locations in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass, Bill's Glass is the fastest and most affordable glass service in Southern Oregon. Garcia back in the crouch, 2-0 to Helwig. Bases juiced, 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit to the second baseman. This could be 2. Over to the short covering second at first. Over to first. Safe! Helwig legs out the ground ball. He'll earn himself an RBI for the effort. Scoring for the second time today is Davis Delorfus.
Rogues, put your hands together for your center fielder.
Valenzuela-Reese over to third on the play.
Lowry.
So runners on the corners for Connor Lowry. 4-2 now. Rogues on top over the Potters here in the bottom of the second. Jake Helwig is a big man. Standing in at 6'2". Seems like he's taller than that, gosh. Runs well, though, for such a big guy. Connor Lowry at the plate. Here's the first pitch from Bogini. Jake Helwig started taking off, decided to stop, then continue. Gets in there safely without a throw. That was interesting. I'm not sure if he stumbled or what, but his running motion in between the bases was definitely hampered or askew. Regardless, it's a stolen base for Helwig, as I mentioned his speed. Now, 2 runners in scoring position for the Rogues. Connor Lowry hits one to center field. Going back, making the catch is Zach Hoffman to end the inning. Rogues strand 2, but 3 come across. We head to the top of the third inning. Rogues on top, 4-2. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts.
3 runs were scored on 2 hits.
For over 60 years, Lippert's Carpet One has been dedicated to helping people find the best flooring solutions for their home or business. And for over 60 years, Lippert's has sponsored and donated to many organizations in our community, and we appreciate them. If you want to completely transform a room, Lippert's has many products available, and there are even more choices than ever. Whether for your home or business, Lippert's has a professional staff dedicated to helping you find just what you are looking for. Lippert's thanks you for over 60 years of being your flooring source. Located in Medford on North Pacific Highway or Rogue River Highway in Grants Pass, or find them online at lipperts.com. Welcome back to Medford Rogues Baseball on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Getting things started for the Potters, the man who retired the final out in the top of the inning, Zach Hoffman. Caught a fly ball by Connor Lowry, saving a few runs. Here's the first pitch to Hoffman. Called strike. 0-1 the count. Zach Hoffman, Isaiah Garcia. Next pitch to Hoffman outside, 1-1. And Zachary Hall are the 3 up for the Potters this evening. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit foul off the third base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Doug, I don't have the exact attendance number for you right now. I believe we still have some fans coming in. We will get that number to you as soon as we have it. Top of the 3rd inning, Rogues on top 4-2. Rogues score 1 in the first, 2 in the third, 3 in the third, excuse me. Potters score 2 in the third. 1-2 to Hoffman. That's going to be over the head of the shortstop. Coming on, making another diving play is Johnny De La Cruz. Business as usual out there in left field. Second diving play for De La Cruz. Retires Zach Hoffman.
The designated hitter, Isaiah Garcia.
So that'll bring up Isaiah Garcia, who grounded into a 6-4-3 double play to end the first inning. First pitch swinging by Garcia. Missing 0-1 the count. Garcia batting .409 on the year in 16 games. 18 hits, 10 RBIs, 9 walks. Next pitch to Garcia is a called strike. Quickly behind 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Garcia. That one way inside. Nearly hit him. 1-2 the count. Here's the Pierce pitch. Swung on, hit softly. It's going to be over the head of Clay Valenzuela-Reese into center field. Isaiah Garcia has himself the first hit of the ballgame for himself.
Batting right fielder, Zachary Hall.
So 1 on, 1 out. That'll bring up Zachary Hall. Jess, I believe, and again, I'm just going off of memory here, I believe that the top 3 teams make the playoffs. The first team has a bye. The first place team has a bye. Here's the first pitch to the left-hander, Hall. That one is low, ball 1. The playoffs are in mid-August. Our regular season finale is August 3rd, which is Fan Appreciation Night here at Harry and David Field. Here's the 1-0 from Pierce. That one's hit well to right field. That is going to get down. Going to be off the wall. Helwig makes the play, fires it back into the infield. Nice play by Jake Helwig, keeping Isaiah Garcia from scoring. However, The Potters have runners on second and third and only one out.
Batting, second baseman.
That'll bring up Will Law. Law batting .342 in 23 games for the Potters. 25 hits, 11 doubles, 18 RBIs, looking to get more. So the playoffs are in mid-August. The top 3 teams make it. Teams 2 and 3, the 2 and 3 seeds, play each other to face the 1 seed in the championship. First pitch swinging, fouled back. 0-1 the count is Will Law. Doug Parr keeping us updated on the College World Series. Game 1, Florida beating LSU 4-3 in a close one. Here's the pitch. Swung on, that's hit high, softly though. Coming on is a trio of Rogues. It's going to be Scotty Wright making the catch in shallow left center field. No way for Garcia or Hall to advance. So a big out for the Potters. Now with 2 outs in the top of the third. That'll bring up Braden DeBenedictis, who reached on an error, stole a base, and scored on the 2 RBI single, by Gilbert Sauceda back in the second inning. Righty-righty matchup here. Second and third still for the Potters. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Two outs, top of the third. Isaiah Garcia at third, Zachary Hall at second. Pierce gets the sign from Stutzman. Here it is. Low in the dirt, blocked nicely by Stutson, kept the ball in front of him. No way for the runners to advance. Evening the count, 1-1. Waiting on deck, the man with both RBIs in the game so far, Gilbert Sauceda. Here's the pitch from Pierce. Swung on and missed, strike 2. One ball and 2 strikes to Braden DeBenedictis, with the tying runs in scoring position for the Potters here. Swung on, hit up the middle softly. Is that going to be enough? Valenzuela-Reese picks it up over to first in time to get to Benedictus. Great play by Valenzuela-Reese, showing off that arm up the middle. The Potters strand 2. We head to the bottom of the third inning. David and Pat, Jake Gazzo not in the lineup, still nursing that sore ankle that he injured back earlier in a previous home series for the Rogues. We head to the home half of the third inning. Your Rogues still on top 4-2. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts.
Day pass from ScienceWorks Hands-On Museum. Sammy?
Located just 5 minutes from the I-5 and Grants Pass, Hellgate Jet Boat Excursions is the only place you need to go for the ultimate Rogue River experience. Jet through historic Hellgate Canyon, lounge at the exclusive OK Corral, and feast on all-you-can-eat homemade barbecue. Visit www.hellgate.com to book your experience today.
Catch the Rogues all season long, right here on MedfordRogues.com.
Presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. We're in the bottom of the third inning. Your Rogues are on top 4-2 over the Lincoln Potters. Just a one-game series. Potters making a quick stop here in Medford before traveling down to California. Rogues score 1 in the first, 3 in the third. Potters getting 2 in the second, left 2 in scoring position back in the top of this inning. Stepping up for the Rogues, Dante Gutierrez. First pitch swinging, that one's hit well into the gap between right center field. Picking it off is the Center fielder Zach Hoffman holding Gutierrez to a single. But the leadoff man is on for the Rogues.
Number 2, Johnny.
So that'll bring up Johnny De La Cruz, who has already made 2 fantastic plays in left field. One, charging over to the foul line, made a sliding backhanded grab right on the foul line in the first inning, and then in the second, I believe in the second inning, made another diving stop, this time coming onto a ball into the infield. First pitch swinging by De La Cruz, hit foul off the first base side, 0-1. De La Cruz flashing the leather here. Flight out to center, his first time up. Gutierrez at first, nobody out here, bottom of the third inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit high, and it's going to be foul, probably on top of the press box. Still waiting for that one to land. 0-2 the count. De La Cruz batting at .274 this year. First pitch hit through the right side of the field. So back-to-back singles for the Medford Rogues. Now that ball was hit directly at where first baseman Joseph Torres would have been if he were not holding on Dante Gutierrez. So 2 on, no out for the Medford Rogues, brings up Braden Stutzman, who walked and scored back in the second inning. Again, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us here on the live stream. Whether here in the Rogue Valley or abroad, whether you're rooting for the Rogues or the Potters, it's just great to have you enjoying a beautiful evening of Great West League baseball. So Stutzman at the plate, looking to increase his batting average. Here's the pitch. Running is Gutierrez. They lay down the bunt. That's a good one. And there's going to be no play. Another great bunt laid down by the Rogues. This time it's Braden Stutzman. Everyone's aboard. Everyone moves up 90 feet. And that'll bring up the Friends fan, Scotty Wright.
Shortstop steps to the plate. Number 8, Scotty Wright.
So a great opportunity for the Rogues here with the bases loaded and nobody out. Potter's hitting coach having a quick conversation with his pitcher, Nolan Bogini. Also in on the conversation is Elijah Garcia, the catcher. Now we're all ready to go. Gutierrez at third, De La Cruz at second, Stutzman at first. And we'll give Scotty Wright another walk-up song. Why the heck not? Bases loaded, nobody on. Scotty Wright trying to bust open this ball game right here. First pitch to Wright is just outside, ball 1. Next pitch inside, 2 balls and no strikes to Scotty Wright. Waiting on deck, the leadoff man, already with 2 singles today, Davis DeLorphis. Wright also walked and scored back in the second inning. Great 2-0 count here for Wright. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled back off the first base side into the netting. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the 2-1 to right. Swung on, that is hit softly to right field. Coming on, making the catch is the right fielder. They're going to hold Dante Gutierrez. So an unproductive out for the Rogues. That'll bring up Davis DeLorphis.
The leadoff hitter, your third baseman, number 18, Davis DeLorphis.
Rogues on top 4-2. Bases loaded, bottom of the third inning. Davis DeLorphis at the plate. Gutierrez at third, De La Cruz at second, Stutzman at first. 3 consecutive singles for the Rogues in this one before Scotty Wright flied out to right field. DeLorphis already 2 for 2 today with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit well down the first base side, but foul. 0-1 the count. No balls, 1 strike to Davis DeLorphis. And called time by the home plate umpire. Bogini looking in to Elijah Garcia. Likes the sign. Here's the pitch. Outside, back pick attempt at first. Not in time. Dangerous play with Gutierrez at third. Joseph Torres did a nice job keeping that ball in front of him. Braden Stutzman back on the slide. 1 ball and 1 strike to Davis DeLorphis. 1 out, bases juiced. Bottom of the third inning, Rogues on top, 4-2, looking for more. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit well to the right side. That is going to be by the right fielder, Zach Hall, and that is going to score some runs. 1 run comes home. 2 run comes home. Here comes Braden Stutzman. 3 come home on a bases-clearing triple for Davis DeLorphis. DeLorphis is 3 for 3 on the day. 4th RBI of the day for DeLorphis. And right now, he earns the honor for MVK, Most Valuable Kevin.
13, Clay Valenzuela Reese.
Rogues on top 7-2 now. And it looks like that might be it for Nolan Bogini. Tough luck for the right-hander. We will be back with that pitching change here at Harry David Field. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on medfordrogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. On in relief for Nolan Bogini is Larry Fonseca. DeLorfis at third with a bases-clearing triple to put the Rogues on top 7-2 here in the bottom of the third inning. Kevin is showing his full might here at Harry David Field. Here's the pitch to Clay Valenzuela-Reese. That's going to be a single. And that's going to drive home Scotty Wright, or Davis Lorfis, and that ball bounces over the head of the right fielder, Zachary Hall. Clay Valenzuela-Reese digging for three. Here's the play at third. He's in there safely. And that ball is going to stay in play. So, wow. So first pitch swinging for Clay Valenzuela-Reese, hits a lazy single to the right fielder, Zach Hall. It just gets through him. I'm not sure exactly how, but it gets by Zach Hall. Rolls all the way to the fence. That's going to be a single for Valenzuela-Reese, and then an error. He advances to third on the play. DeLorfis scores his third run of the game. So a 3 for 3, 4 RBI, 3-run game for Davis DeLorfis, and we're in the third inning. Valenzuela-Reese at third. That'll bring up Alex Isola. First pitch to Isola outside, ball 1. So Larry Fonseca, I'm not sure if I ever even announced him. Larry Fonseca is pitching for the Rogues. That ball is smacked to right field. Left field, going back, gone! Alex Isola with a monster shot over the left field wall. And these fans are loving it. Alex Isola, the Lincoln product, comes in, hits a 2-run bomb over his hometown team. And the Rogues take a 10-1 lead.
With that home run, Advanced Air will donate $50 to Heart with a Mission. Rogues fans now batting Jake Hellwig.
First pitch to Jake Hellwig with the bases cleared is a strike. He swung at it, 0-1 the count. What an inning for the Medford Rogues. Next pitch is outside. 1 ball, 1 strikes. 1 out. 6 runs have come across for the Rogues here. Here's the pitch from Fonseca. Swung on, foul back, 1-2. Alex Isola. Going to be something special. I really believe it. Hellwig is 0 for 1 on the day with an RBI. Next pitch is outside, 2-2 the count. Here's the next pitch. That one is an off speed that misses. Running the count full, 3-2. Here's the pitch from Fonseca. Swung on, fouled back off the third base side. Isola hit that one a solid 6 or 7 feet above the Oregon Powerball sign out there in left field. Here's the 3-2 to Hellwig. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So 2 outs now in the bottom of the third inning, and that'll bring up Connor Lowry. Connor Lowry's looking for his first hit of the day. Struck out back in the first inning. First pitch swinging is fouled off the third base side. 0-1. Next pitch fouled back. Quickly 0-2 to Connor Lowry. 2 outs, bottom of the third inning. Rogues on top, 10-2 over the Potters. Lowry waits for the pitch. Fonseca looking for a sign that he likes. Steps off the rubber. We'll do this again. Next pitch, foul back again. Still 0-2. Oh, 0-2 to Connor Lowry. Here's the pitch. Just low. It was right over the middle of the plate. 1-2 the count. Waiting on deck, Clay Valenzuela-Reese. Excuse me, Dante Gutierrez. Apologies for that. Gutierrez led the inning off. Next pitch, called strike 3. Gutierrez will not have a chance to come up. Second strikeout of the day for Connor Lowry. He was caught looking. Frustrations continue for Connor Lowry, but not for the Rogues. 6 come across. Highlighted by the bases clearing 3 RBI triple by Davis DeLorfis, and then the 2 RBI bomb by Alex Isola. We head to the top of the 4th inning. Your Rogues are on top 10-2 here at Harry and David Field. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Rogues Baseball is brought to you by Claudio Alvarez Construction and Restoration. Founded over 2 decades ago, Claudio Alvarez Construction and Restoration are there when you need them most. Whether it's fire, storm, or water damage, the Alvarez Restoration team is ready and willing to bring your home back to how it used to be. They like to say, when bad stuff happens, we make good stuff happen. Find them at alvarezrestoration.com or by calling 541-727-7340. Welcome back to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Rogues broke things open in the bottom of the 3rd inning. We're here in the top of the 4th. Rogues on top big 10-2 over the Lincoln Potters. Stepping in for the Potters is Gilbert Sauceda, who had the 2 RBI single back in the 2nd inning, which put the Potters on top for a little while. First pitch, a ball to Sauceda. Next pitch, swung on, hit up the middle. Is Lowry going to have a play on it? No, plays it on a bounce. So Sauceda is 2 for 2 on the day. That 2 RBI single back in the top of the 2nd for Sauceda. That run put the Potters up 2-1, but it didn't last long. The Rogues would score 3 in the 2nd and then 6 more in the 3rd. That'll bring up Elijah Garcia. Walked. He lays down the bunt. It's a good one. DeLorfis picks it up over to first in time to get him. Barehanded grab by DeLorfis. What a great, great play by the 3rd baseman. Sauceda advances to 2nd on the play. That was a terrific bunt laid down by Garcia. Just a better play by DeLorfis at 3rd. So that'll bring up Joseph Torres. Torres had a single back in the 2nd inning. Sauceda at 2nd. Pierce looks back, now comes to the plate. First pitch is low. Ball 1. 1 out, top of the 4th inning. Rogues on top, 10-2. Pierce looks back, now comes home. Swung on, hit to right field. Coming on, making the play is Helwig. They're going to test the arm. No, they're not. The word is out on Jake Helwig and that arm he has in right field. The first game of the Marysville series
Number 6, Jake Boyd.
with 1 out, bases loaded in a 3-run game. A 1-run game, excuse me. With the bases loaded, 1 out in the bottom of the 9th inning. A shallow fly ball hit to Helwig. He makes the catch and then fires out the runner at home to end the ballgame. A terrific, terrific play. First pitch swinging for Jake Boyd is going to be a shallow ball that is caught by Connor Lowry to end the inning. So the Potters leave 1. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Rogues still on top 10-2. You're listening to the Medford Rogues live stream on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts.
No errors.
Heroes is the new place for gourmet subs, wraps, salads, and burgers. People are really talking about how Heroes is the best sandwich shop in town. Go give them a try. Eat like a hero. Heroes Sandwich Shop. Welcome back to Medford Rogues Baseball on MedfordRogues.com, presented by Michael Newman and the Newman Group, your local home loan experts. Bottom of the 4th inning. Rogues on top 10-2, and the man who got the 6-run 3rd inning started for the Rogues is up to the bat again, Dante Gutierrez. Gutierrez takes a first pitch strike, 0-1. Apologize for the wind here, Harry David Field. Next pitch to Gutierrez is low. 1-1 the count. Next pitch, chopped hit foul at the plate. Hit Gutierrez after the ball made contact with the bat. So 1-2 the count. Again, I'd like to thank all of you for joining us here on the broadcast. I really, really appreciate the kind words, and it's just an honor to bring baseball to you. I'm living the dream right now. 1-2 the count to Gutierrez. Swung on, fouled off the third base side. Count stays even, 2-2. And I'm not saying that just because the Rogues are on top 10-2. The last game the Rogues played in Chico got absolutely destroyed. Final score was, I believe, 5-14, but it was much worse than that. On top big here. 1-2 to Gutierrez. That one's low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just getting started here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's the pitch to Gutierrez. Swung on, hit foul off the first base side. We'll do this again. Gutierrez struck out looking back in the 1st inning. Hit a single to lead things off for the Rogues in that big 3rd. And would come around to score on that Davis DeLorfis bases clearing triple. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit well to right field. Going back on it is Zach Hall. Still going back at the wall, makes the catch for the first out of the inning.
Next up for the Rogues, left fielder, number 2, Johnny.
That'll bring up Johnny De La Cruz, who also singled in that third inning and came around to score on that aforementioned DeLorfis triple. De La Cruz making some terrific plays in left field earlier in this one. Looking for his second hit of the game. Here is the first pitch to De La Cruz. Swung on and missed. A great off-speed pitch by Larry Fonseca. Fonseca on in relief for Nolan Bogini. Here's the next pitch from Fonseca. High. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the next pitch. Swung on, hit softly to right field. Zach Hall is under it. Takes a step in, takes a step back, makes the catch. 2 down for the Rogues.
Now batting, Rogues catcher, number 25, Braden Stutzman.
So that'll bring up Braden Stutzman. Here's the first pitch to Stutzman. High, ball 1. Stutzman laid down a great bunt back in that third inning to get aboard. Next pitch is low in the dirt, ball 2. And what I was alluding to earlier is just that I really enjoy calling baseball. I really enjoy being here at the game, and I enjoy bringing the game to all of you at home. 2-0 the count to Stutzman. Swung on, hit well to right field. Going back on it is Hall. Still going back. That is going to be off the wall. Stutzman is rounding first, heading into second with a stand-up double. Man, Stutzman crushed that one. So a 2-out double for Braden Stutzman brings up Scotty Wright.
Scotty Wright.
Scotty Wright scored in the second on a suicide squeeze play. The bunt laid down by Clay Valenzuela. Valenzuela-Reese made it to first on the play. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. Oh, and two outs, bottom of the fourth inning. Stutzman at second. Here's the pitch. High. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. That one's high. 2 balls and 1 strike to Scotty Wright. Waiting on deck. The big Kevin tonight. DeLorfis. Stutzman takes his lead. Fonseca looks back, now comes home. Check swing, went around. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner on second. Rogues on top, 10-2. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, hit, fouled back over the press box. Scotty Wright fighting to stay alive. 2 runs on 5 hits, but 2 errors for the Potters. 10 runs on 11 hits. 1 error for the Rogues. Home half of the 4th. Here's the pitch. Swung on, that one's hit to right field. So all 3 balls in this inning head to Zachary Hall, the right fielder. He's under it. That'll do it. Rogues strand 1. We head to the top of the 5th inning. Rogues on top big here, 10-2. Here at Harry David Field. Live streamed on .com.